fidget spinners. There are some who think it's simply just a child's toy. The truth is, they've been in existence for thousands of years. Now, it's hard to believe that something so simple could have such a dramatic impact on the history of human civilization. Today, we're going to take a closer look at the fidget spinner. History of European Origin, Volume 1.
The concept of the first fidget spinner was initiated by Socrates some 350 years before Christ was born. Now, he believed that the spin of a stick at the end of a rope created the perfect environment for a closed mind to become open. But the concept was shaky at best, and eventually Socrates abandoned his theory, and along with it, his dreams of tranquility. But it wasn't until 250 BC that the first modern concept of a fidget spinner was created. But it wasn't from the mind of Socrates, it was from the mind of the Druids. The Druids are perhaps the most intriguing, mysterious groups of people in human civilization. The Romans portrayed them as barbarians with a thirst for human sacrifice, while others described them as being supreme social imperious, with the ability to simply stop wars by showing up on the battlefield. The truth is, historians know little about the Druids because they were such a secretive group. So secretive that they were not allowed to record any of their practices or beliefs. The Druids created the first fidget spinners, but what was the reason behind the concept? The Druids were heavily influenced by the teachings of Plato, and it's widely accepted that the concept did in fact originate from Socrates. For years, historians were stumped on the use of fidget spinners in ancient Druid history. That is until one important discovery was made near Pointe-Jauha, France.
What archaeologists discovered that day were the very first fidget spinner blueprints known to man. Remarkably, these blueprints survived Druid detection for over 2,000 years in nothing more than a common pottery dish. As you can see from the ancient drawings, the first fidget spinners were made from wood and stone. I hold in my hand a replica of a sort of hybrid fidget spinner made from wood and stone. At this point in time, the Druids had discovered that by replacing the centerpiece with stone, it would decrease friction and thus increase its spinability. But the question still remains, why did the Druids construct the fidget spinners in the first place? Fortunately, we did not have to look very far for the answer. Here on the back side of the original blueprints of the fidget spinners is the Druid code for their practices and purposes. It turns out that the Druids used fidget spinners as a sorcery device to gather information about future events. They would ask a series of questions out loud in the presence of multiple fidget spinners. If the fidget spinners spun clockwise, it meant that they were in agreement with the question. If they spun counterclockwise, it meant that they were in disagreement. One simply just needed to compare the number of spinners spinning clockwise to those spinning counterclockwise.
Imagine, if you will, a group of 50 to 60 fully grown men gathered together in a forest much like this one. Each one of them would have handcrafted his own fidget spinner in order to gain access to the Druid Council. The longer the spin, the stronger its connection would be with the spiritual world. And thus, every fidget spinner's validity was established by how long it could spin. The Druids used this method for centuries on an array of moral and ethical debates. Despite their greatest drawback being that they are completely self-propelled, the Druids considered the fidget spinners to be one of their most reliable sorcery tools in their quest to
to conquer life's greatest challenges. We welcome you back next time as we further unravel the history of the fidget spinner.
Thank you for watching our video today, and please stick around for some outtakes and credits.
Let us know that you liked this video by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. After you're done subscribing to our channel, make sure that you hit the little bell icon so you can stay in tune with our videos. Goodbye!
Bye!
The longer the spin, the stronger its connection would be with the spiritual world, and thus each fidget spinner's validity was something. Now, what was it? Alright.
Well, that's gonna be an outtake.
At this point in time, the Druids had discovered that by replacing the middle of the spin, let's replace that with something else and do a retake. For years, historians were stumped on the use.
Restart.